Hi. Yeah, that's right. I'm going to talk about this. So, for those of you that don't know, Red Octane, remember them? The people that made the guitars? They're a game studio now. And when I saw this yesterday, I didn't particularly give a shit. I didn't give a shit at all. I was in a Discord call and I basically said, if this game costs money, I'm not going to play it. And then after a little bit of a back and forth with my good friend Inventor 211, I stand corrected, and depending on how much it is, I will um, probably definitely be checking this game out. We'll see. It's all very new. A lot of things can change, but as of right now, I am very interested in this game studio and what they're going to be working on in the future. So, right, Red Octane Games. The people that made the guitars, they're a game studio now. It's kind of wild. Um, yeah, before I get into this, um, I do want to kind of talk about the potential here of what this means. So for me, and my opinion is that nothing will beat Clone Hero. Clone Hero has everything I need in it to rhythm game or whatever. It's got absolutely everything. Suppose it doesn't have vocals. I suppose it doesn't have online modes. It doesn't have leaderboards. I don't need those, but I would want them. That's where this comes in, where I've got a little bit of interest here um, in all of this. And yeah, so I got to talk about some bad shit though. So first, I am a software engineer. I work on websites. That's what I do for a living. And we're going to talk about the nav bar. It's the only thing I've really clicked around so far, but I noticed some weirdness with it and with the URL. So you can see we're on redoctane.games. There's nothing wrong with that. That's their URL. That's how you get to this website. If we click the About page, or the About right here, we click it. We're on the same page. Nothing changes. That's because this is technically the About section. You'll notice the URL changed. Now we have a /home. For those of you that know websites, that's the route we're on. We're on the home page, and then this hashtag About is basically a way that you can like kind of smooth scroll to a specific part of your page. So we're on the About section. That's what this is. If we click Team, it'll scroll to the Team section. If we click News, it'll scroll to News. If we click About, it'll go all the way back up. Then you'll notice, I think the URL will change as you do that. So yeah, Team, News, yep. And then if we hit Home, it all goes away and we refresh, and all of a sudden we get flashbanged. Another thing that's a bit annoying to me personally is that if we click About here, this doesn't highlight. Like, no, the section that we're on does not highlight. This never changes. Like, it's always just like, yeah, this never changes. So maybe these are meant to be other pages. And also, why do we have a /home route when it should just be the / as the home page? It just feels to me like they whipped this up like really quick, which I believe that is the case. They whipped this up very quick, and this nav bar is not great. So let's go look at the team that built this nav bar potentially. If I click Team, we get flashbanged, and now we're down here. We didn't smooth scroll at all. End of rant. Now let's talk about the good stuff. Mostly good stuff. So we can see we're at the Core Studio crew. That's another thing actually that I have to nitpick. Like, we're on the team, but now it's called the Core Studio crew. Maybe you should call it crew, or maybe team down here. I don't know. Anywho, this is the kind of shit that I deal with on a regular basis at work. Is like working with designers and stuff. So yeah, that's what I've been doing, in case you were wondering. Anyways, we have our studio head here. I believe this person has worked on Guitar Hero games in the past. Same with this art director. This game lead is the person that developed Yarg. For those of you that don't know, it's sort of like the alternative to Clone Hero, where it's open source. That's a big difference. So you can literally look at the source code on GitHub or wherever he's got it hosted. Probably GitHub. That's like the really, really popular one. and contribute to it. Like if you want to write some code, one of the like people that like own the repository can then review your code and then either decline it. They can tell you to change some things and then approve it, and then it can be a part of the game. So I think that's really cool. And also because of that, it gets updated quite frequently. I feel like Clone Hero doesn't really get updated frequently because of the fact that it's not open source and there's just not a ton of people that can contribute to it. But I don't really know the inner workings of Clone Hero at all. So, but I do know it's not open source. So then we get to Jason Paradise, which this is where for those of you that don't know, not really a huge fan of this guy's content at all. I do know that he's been around for not forever, because I was around before that. I just had to one-up Jason a little bit here, I guess, for that. But anyways, no, he's definitely been a pillar in the community and definitely knows a thing or two about game development because he has worked at a game studio in the past. He wasn't a producer, however, so I do find this role to be a little bit surprising to me. But this person and this person, I would hope, did some interviewing for Jason and feel that he's a good fit for the role, so I'll trust them on this. It's just a bit surprising that someone that was a content manager, community manager, is now a producer on a game. It just doesn't feel like the kind of jump that you would expect, but I don't really know anything about the game ladder, the game production ladder, so that's just my opinion there. I do feel that this is a bit surprising. Another thing that kind of worries me is that his opinion on really loose engines is negative, and I feel negative about his negative opinion there. So I'll just leave it at that. I'm a bit scared that this engine will be tighter than Guitar Hero 3 or Clone Hero, and I won't really have much interest in playing it because of that. But I know other people do. Another thing to note, Yarg has I think there's, by default, it's a loose engine like Clone Hero, very similar to Clone Hero, if not the same. And then you can add a precision mode to make it, if you want to not be able to ghost notes or whatever, there. So there's hope for me that the engine will be good. I guess another thing that's a bit surprising is how many people have associate on this team. So there's the only people with software engineer as their title are these three folks here. I don't know who they are, what they've done. I don't know. But associate usually means entry level, the bottom sort of role, which doesn't mean that you're not going to contribute in a significant way. Everything's kind of relative. An associate at Google could probably be a senior or mid-level engineer at a startup. So who knows? But I would imagine this game lead here will be doing a lot of high-level software engineering too, so I don't really have a huge opinion on that. Moving forward, we have 760, JP. I know that he has charted a bunch in the past, so I'm pretty stoked on this role for him. I think it's a perfect fit for obvious reasons. And then this is a Wise Moose. I didn't know that was his name, but I recognize him from the picture. As the community representative, I do feel like this is a perfect role for him as well because he's always on Twitter. He's always talking with the community as already. And yeah, I don't really have anything bad to say about it. I do feel like I've seen his stuff on Twitter a lot more in the past couple of months, and I think that might be related to him kind of getting a little practice in before the game launches. And I would assume he's swamped with shit right now. For those of you that don't know, I think you could go to their Twitter page and actually shoot them a tweet and give them suggestions on some things for the game. So I think I'll probably do that about Open Notes. I'm not going to say to get rid of Open Notes. Y'all know my... for those of you that watch my Twitch stream, I just think they are inconsistent with the rest of the notes. Meaning, they're just a little tiny, and then other notes are big. So like if we made open notes big, then like when you're reading the chart as it's coming down, everything's kind of consistently spaced out based on like, you know, the rhythm of the song. I don't really need to talk about this here, but that's what my suggestion will be. And if you see it in the game, you'll know why. It's because of me, probably. Maybe not. Yeah, we got a bunch of people here. We have a CTO. That's interesting. That's very interesting. I didn't even notice that my first go around here. We have a hardware designer. That's weird for a game studio. I mean, it's a rhythm gaming studio, but this company is like Cracked. The people that are making all the new guitars right now, and this company are sister companies, which I think that means that someone owns both of them. So I don't know why we have a hardware designer for this company when they could just partner with Cracked. I don't get it. Then we have a head of engineering here. That's cool. Head of product management. I think there is a product manager, right? We have a hardware product manager. Again, not sure where the hardware really comes into play here. And then we have a game engineer and a lead engineer. I don't know if this is a hardware lead engineer, a software lead engineer. This has got to be software. And then, you know, brand manager, again, engineer, very vague. And then some advisors. I think these are the two people that like co-founded Red Octane. So I guess they're contracted to work with this game studio. Again, I think they'll be more on the hardware side that they'll be advising. And then Asai here, who is like one of the best players in the world at Guitar Hero, will be advising on the software. So yeah, that is the core studio crew. You'll notice that it didn't really take me very long to get through that. And that is because the core studio crew is very small. That's a little bit concerning to me. I think we need to temper our expectations here. However, what that means is like if it's a small crew working on this, you can't really expect them to ship like a triple A, quadruple, quintuple A experience that we've been getting recently. But also that could be a good thing. Like less people working on it means there's less invested into it, which means there's less money to lose if it goes bad. There's also more money to gain if it goes well. And this is the core studio crew, core, which means that they could be contracting out people. They could be working with other studios to get things built. There's a lot of extra people that could work on this. Basically is what I'm trying to say. But these are the employees of Red Octane. So we'll see where this comes. If we click the news section, we'll see that there is a blog post and some other stuff. I'm not going to read that here. You kind of get the idea. This is a actual game. Who knows if it's going to be a physical release or a digital release? I would imagine that this is going to have a physical release because of all the hardware people. Like there's going to be a guitar bundle or something. Will this be a console game? I don't know. It's all just so up in the air right now. But yeah, it's all very fascinating. I will be following this. I don't know if I'll be doing more videos like this. Maybe for like more crazier updates I will. But I did want to get my opinion out on this and my thoughts out, and I'll probably end up paying for it. Freudian slip there. Assuming it's not like super expensive. So yeah, that's pretty much it. So hope that was cool. Some rhythm gaming content from this channel, and yeah, maybe you'll see a stream or two from me one of these days. Anyways, I'm going to get back to work. I spent a lot of time not working, recording this video. So, y'all have a good day. See ya.